Hi, my name is Joanna Clark with Blissful Baby Sleep Coaching, and I'm so excited to present another amazing expert with you. This is Elise Hamilton of Hamilton Chiropractic, and she is specifically a pediatric chiropractor. And I feel like this is such an important area for parents to understand the value of having a great relationship with a pediatric chiropractor. And our topic today is actually going to be on the unexpected solution to clogged ducts from nursing and from pumping. And this, I didn't even realize that there were some new solutions to help moms with this very big challenge in their life. So Elise, thank you so much for being here. And can you tell me, like, what does it really mean to have a clogged duct from nursing or pumping? And what do we need to know about that? If we've never had that experience, what do we need to know? And if we had that experience, and we're thinking, oh gosh, I never want one of those infections again, what can you tell us?
Right. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I am happy to share this information because I didn't know about it when I was having my baby and nursing. So it is kind of new. And first off, if you're having a clogged duct, you might feel some pain in your breast. It could be shooting pain. It could be just kind of a throbbing pain. The breast might start to get hard. You'll feel kind of like a lump. It could be small. It could be large. It could be the whole breast. And then from that, it gets really tender to the touch and is painful to nurse. And so it's not enjoyable, and you'll start feeling the signs right away that there's something going on.
How does this take to, like, how can this come on? Does it take, does a clogged duct like build over the course of days, or is this something that can happen within hours?
It can happen pretty fast. Typically, I hear moms say that within the day they know, it started in the morning, and then by the end of the afternoon, evening, they're like, yes, I have a clogged duct. And then the worry starts to set in because everyone has kind of heard that when you have a clogged duct, if you aren't able to unclog it through nursing or pumping or something else, that it can turn into mastitis. And people have heard that, that is not a good infection to have. And that is even more painful. And then you have to go see the doctor and get some antibiotics to clear that infection. And then worry and stress comes into having, low production of milk. And if you're going to be able to still nurse, and what does that mean for baby's nutrition and everything like that.
Right. And then also the fear and worry, I'm on antibiotics and yet I'm nursing and they tell me it's safe, but is it really?
Right.
And we're going to assume that it is safe, but that doesn't mean that we're not still wondering and doubting if we're a nursing mom and we've been really deliberate and pure about everything that we're putting into our body. So
absolutely,
if they tell us it's safe, we're still going to worry.
Yes.
But we also know we need the help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell us then a little bit about what this unexpected solution is to such a terrible challenge that many moms will experience. I mean, I would say I haven't yet met a mom that hasn't had a clogged duct at some point. They usually happen at very inconvenient times, like 2 a.m.
Yes.
When you're in pain and your husband doesn't understand why this is so challenging, and then by the next morning you realize you're at the doctor's office. So
yeah.
What is the unexpected solution that we can be thinking about?
Right. And I've had moms actually email me at 1:30 in the morning, say, I need to come in the next day. But it is after you've tried, the heat pack or the ice pack, the massaging in the shower, the toothbrush massaging, everything that just doesn't seem to be helping. There's Therapeutic ultrasound that is able to deliver really deep heat to the clogged duct to help kind of release it and help the milk to flow and decrease that pain. So yeah, it's a wonderful, different therapy that a lot of people don't know about. And what it does is that it delivers that really deep heat. So topical heat, so if you're putting a hot pack on, that is only going to get, maybe minimal down into the skin. but the therapeutic ultrasound, which is different than a diagnostic ultrasound, which maybe most moms have encountered to see their baby. So this is separate from that. It's therapeutic, meaning that it's treating through sound waves to get that deep heat about an inch below the surface. So nice and deep where that clogged duct is probably started, and then, you know, everything around that. So it's actually not painful, does not actually, you don't feel the heat. It's just a really comfortable way to deliver that so that that tissue around the duct can go ahead and, you know, decrease in swelling, and then the milk is able to go ahead and flow through without any more issues.
So for that example where you say, you know, you're lucky enough to have relationships with your clients that know that you have this therapeutic option for them, that they can call you and know that they can come in that very day and do this treatment. How long does the treatment last, and what might they expect during the course of the treatment, especially if they're coming to you with a lot of pain and worry in that moment?
Yeah, so something unique in the office is that we do allow, you know, little time slots here and there throughout the day and the week, so that if anything does like happen like this, then we can go ahead and accommodate them, because one, time is of the essence. We need to get them in as soon as possible. And then second, the time frame that the first visit takes a little bit longer, because we are trying to figure out exactly where the duct is, and there's just a little bit more history to take. So that's about 45 minutes. Typical treatments are about 30. And then they can range, because if it's just one breast, it's going to be a little less. If it's both breasts, it's going to be, you know, more time. If it's just a smaller section of the breast that's involved, it's going to be even less. So it all kind of depends on the person and what's going on. But typically it's about half an hour for each session. The therapeutic ultrasound only takes about 6 to 10 minutes, depending on how big the area is. So we always try to allow for a lot of extra room so we can do some other things. Along with the ultrasound, I always want to check their spine, because I am a chiropractor. I know how important it is for the nerves to be functioning at their best. So I always check just a small section of the spine that is supporting those, the nerves that are innervated to the breast. So I do a small adjustment for them then, and kind of let them, you know, go through this process for themselves. There's also, I always recommend that right after the treatment, they either bring a baby or they bring a pump, so that they can nurse or pump right after the treatment, because that is super important to get things moving, to get it all suctioned out. And the earlier we can do that, the better.
And have you found that patients get almost instant relief after, like, in other words, have you been able to, not only do they have relief, but then they don't get the infection because the movement came through?
Yes. So I also tell my moms that they need to get a lot of rest. So this is something that is developing into an infection, and we don't want that to happen. So to help the body kind of take in the therapeutic ultrasound and everything that we're doing, they need a lot of rest. And unfortunately, that's really hard to do as a new mom. But I just, you know, try to support them with everything that I can to let them know how important the rest is, at least for the rest of that day and that night. And all my moms have been feeling much better the next day. So they don't actually feel too much relief right after. It's when the next day that the body is able to rest and recoup, and then they feel 100% better the next day. And I always check in with them, and they let me know it's either gone, or I feel so much better, the pain is not there anymore.
So this to me is really important, what you just said about the rest, right? Because we often are maybe not making that association that clogged ducts it's almost like we think of it as like a functional thing. Like
Yeah.
my ducts are not flowing the way they should. And that you don't see the link between the clogged ducts being a warning sign that you're exhausted
Mhm.
and potentially on the verge of an infection.
Yeah.
That you really have to look at this sign of a clogged duct as slow down and take care of yourself. Because
Yes.
even if you're lucky enough to clear on your own, like let's say some of the home remedies that Elise mentioned earlier work for you, right? You feel a clogged duct coming on, you do some hot compresses and some other solutions, and you feel relief. Then you think, oh, I can just go about my life and I'm going to be fine. But really, what you just uncovered to us, which I really want to emphasize, is that no, that's like a little knock on the door of like, hey, you're really tired. It's time to slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And give yourself some relief. And of course, if you're lucky enough to have an Elise in your neighborhood and find someone that can offer you a therapeutic ultrasound, you're going to get even more guidance about the importance of letting your body do that natural healing process after that. And I love the fact that you mentioned that the spine has nerves that directly relate to what's happening with the breast. Could you talk about that? Because that is also fascinating. Because again, we always think of ourselves in these bits and pieces, but we don't see the integration. So could you talk about that?
Absolutely. As a chiropractor, I work with the nervous system, and most people know or think of chiropractors as working with the spine. So that is just what encases the nervous system. And our nervous system starts at our head, and it flows down our spinal cord, out through the nerves that go to every cell, tissue, and organ in our body. And so it really, it is running our body. It's in charge of everything that we do, breathing, eating, digesting, everything in our body. So that is just another area that we don't think about, but the nerves from the spine come out and they come around and they innervate the breast and they help with milk production and like nursing difficulties with baby and mom can also be helped through chiropractic. So it's really important for moms to also get the chiropractic care and make sure that they are, their entire body is functioning as it should. Because that will not only help with milk production, with nursing, avoiding some clogged ducts or mastitis, but also healing after the birth and kind of balancing out those hormones, because we know all of that stuff is going on. And that's another reason why moms need a lot of rest so that their body can go ahead and do all of this that it needs to do.
Okay, so we just stumbled upon another topic that we probably won't be able to dive into today, but maybe we're going to have another session with Elise about this whole idea of chiropractic care as a postpartum care strategy, right? To really recognize that if the spine is really related to the nervous system, which then feeds, the organs, etc., that after birth, there might be some misalignment. So then you get, nerves and all of that. So again, this might not be about like I know sometimes the orientation towards thinking about chiropractic is I'm in pain, so therefore I'm going to go to a chiropractor. Okay? But what we're kind of unveiling here for all the mothers that are listening, which is no, not necessarily. Like we don't want you to be in pain before you get the support, right?
Right.
So we're going to definitely, I think, do another session on this idea of postpartum chiropractic care because I think that's fascinating.
Yeah.
But to kind of stick with our unexpected solution, I feel like this is so important because we just aren't recognizing this correlation between the breast, the duct, the nerves, the nervous system, how exhausted the moms might be emotionally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and that the body is trying to do all these things simultaneously, and that the clogged ducts can be a little bit of a warning sign that you need to slow down and really care for yourself in a deeper, more meaningful way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's touching on upon what you had mentioned earlier, like we need to think about these warning signs. Our body gives us so many warning signs, and if we are, able to listen to it or in tune with our body, then we can avoid having mastitis, which is not something that you want to experience at all. And not every mom will have a clogged duct. Not every mom will experience mastitis, but those who have, and the percentage that do, they know they never want it again. It's definitely not something that you want. And another reason why I got into this and offering this service is because I have been there, and I am a mom, and I know how hard it is to care for a baby while you're in so much pain. And like I said before, this isn't something that I was offered when I was going through it, but I want to bring it to the moms who now, to let more people know that this is an option.
So when would you ideally want to see a client? Like when would a client go, wow, I really want to go get a therapeutic ultrasound? I mean, is it because they're experiencing pain and they're at the beginning of it? Or, I mean, can they come to you when they have the mastitis? Where's that threshold for you to
Right.
Give them the most benefit?
So the earlier the better. Of course, you want to try the home remedies and things that you can first. But if it's being really stubborn and it's not going away, I would say the first day, or if you've had recurring clogged ducts and you know your body now, I'd say just go ahead and come in and see me because we want to just nip it in the bud as fast as we can. We cannot go past into mastitis.
Okay.
So if you are having any signs or symptoms of an actual infection, so the redness, the heat, the fever, the fatigue, anything to do with an infection, then we would not be able to do the clogged duct or ultrasound for the clogged duct. I have had moms that come in after having seen an MD or their OB who have given them antibiotics, and a couple days after they've been on the antibiotics is a safe time to go ahead and start ultrasound therapy for the duct if it's still not having any change.
Okay. So for the pre-infection, perfectly appropriate to come in, can usually get relief initial relief that very day and then some recovery.
Yeah.
If you already have an infection and you want to move forward and let your body do the full healing process beyond just killing the infection, that duct is still going to be, I would imagine, prone to other infections, right? So again, we think, oh, I got a clogged duct, I got mastitis, I went on antibiotics, it went away, I'm done. I don't have to worry about it. But what I'm hearing you say is no, because all that medicine did was just get rid of the infection from the clogged duct, that the clogged duct still has potential to cause issues in the future, and to be able to get some therapeutic ultrasound going forward would help you not to get an infection again.
Yes.
It would allow you to minimize the possibility of having not done anything to help that duct.
Yes. So after mastitis, the duct is usually still clogged, and that can turn into another mastitis infection later down in the road. So typically moms will come and see me to get that initial clog after mastitis unclogged. As far as like preventative care through therapy or therapeutic ultrasound, that is not as easy to do. So that's why I recommend coming in as soon as you feel it coming on, so that we can start it really before it gets started, but not so much as a preventative for the care.
Okay, this is great. So obviously Elise is, Hamilton Chiropractic in Belmont, California, but not everybody listening has access to her. And that, by the way, that's in Northern California by San Francisco. So where can people find pediatric chiropractors? What resources could you offer them to be able to perhaps find a practitioner who has the knowledge base like you do and might even actually have the therapeutic ultrasound machine?
Yes. So they can check out the ICPA website, which is at ICPA, the number 4, and then kids.com.
Oh, okay.
And that has a great database for all of US, and you can type in your zip code and it will give you the ICPA certified chiropractors who are in their area. And they are trained in caring for babies and mamas, and you'll be able to get wonderful care through there.
Fabulous. Okay, so if we were to kind of sum up what moms need to know about clogged ducts, and the care that a pediatric chiropractor can offer as unexpected solutions, what would you say?
Don't wait. As soon as you feel those kind of tingling, shooting, hardening of your breasts, Google, check out a chiropractor or someone who can offer this type of service. Chiropractors are a great way to, they can offer, they can do the ultrasound in office. Some PTs offer it as well. So if you don't have a chiropractor in your area, you can always look to see if there's a physical therapy office that can offer that. You can check out my blog to find more information, some other tips for clogged ducts, and you can find it at HamiltonChiros.com.
Okay.
And there you can
Chiros with an S.
Mm-hmm. And there you can email me. You can check out my blogs. Like I said, I have a lot of other blogs for prenatal chiropractic, pediatric, nursing postures, and helping with any nursing back pain kind of that go along with the nursing posture. So that's the perfect way to find everything about me.
Okay, great. All right. Well, this is so exciting. Thank you so much, Elise. I learned a lot today. My big takeaways are that having a clogged duct actually is telling you more about your body and kind of your state of personal care, and that you need to treat it that way to get really, to get the help you need, whether it be therapeutic ultrasound through a pediatric chiropractor or physical therapist, but also on the backside of that, whether you get to see someone before you get an infection or after, that there's an after solution if you did have the experience of an infection. But that really, this is really important for you to slow down and allow your body to recover from this, because it is an important signal.
Absolutely.
So Elise, I know we're going to talk again, because I feel like we've uncovered some other really interesting topics that will be interested, that many of the moms will be interested in hearing from you. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.